Roll up, roll up. Step this way for the Pea Brain Show. Don't forget, this live on a Monday is something for everybody. Lots of little different segments on a whole variety of subjects. If you want just the general chat of what's going on and what's happening, then check out the Wednesday live. The lives are the same time on Mondays and Wednesdays. And if you're watching this back and not sure when that began, then check out underneath in the description below and you can see the start times for your region. If your country or area isn't there and you want to add that time, then put it in the comments below after this video's ended and I will add that to my times. So hello to all of you that have come on, and for now this is a subscribers only chat, but I will also be doing lives on my other channel at more random times, and that will be for anybody, not just for subscribers. So check out my other channel and get subscribing and watching videos there so you know what those videos and those lives will be all about. So the other channel is Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, and that is linked below as well. Hi Jane, I want to come on and see your Airbnb video. You know we do Airbnb here as a host, so I'm looking forward to coming and watching that. How are you doing? Nice to see you here. Yes, I'm very interested in that. I want to see that. So we also do Workaway here, which is kind of a similar thing, but it's accommodation we give as well. But they work for 3 hours helping on our land, and then they've got the rest of the day for themselves for 5 days a week. So we do that, and we've got some of those people coming soon. So that's really good. So we're going to start with the first segment. Don't forget, it's all different segments today, lots of little bits. And if you don't like one section, then pop on to the next section where I hold up the next card so you can fast forward through the chat if you're watching on the replay. Jane says, I'm great. I have a lot of friends who do Airbnb to earn some money. Yeah, they're actually making some big changes to Airbnb and being a host. We've had first privy to that. It's going to be a lot easier to find something very specific if you're looking for a very specific sort of place. So yeah, I'll give you more info on that once it's up and running, and I'll do another video on that. So that's great. So my first segment today I'm going to begin with discover, sort, declutter, organise. Now this is about maybe looking through a drawer at home or just finding bits and pieces to sort out. And today I'm going to tell you about how I used to collect sheet music. Okay, thanks. Hi Blue, how are you doing? I'm packing boxes for sure. So I used to work at a stage school, actually run a stage school, and there's going to be a bit more about that coming very soon on this channel. And obviously for shows and musicals, I used to write a lot of musicals as well, and I accumulated lots of music sheets and music books. So I won't do them all today, there's stacks here, but I do want to share with you some of them. They were just all piled up. So out of an old pair of jeans, I made a pocket bag to keep a lot of them in. And being that it's jeans, there's a lot in here and they're very heavy. So it obviously is very strong. So that's a little craft to share with you. So I'll pick one of the music books today. Let's see, this one. Seeing as I have some fellow expats in the house, I've got this book of soap opera theme tunes. So some are American, some are English, some might be something else, Australian. So let's see, in this one there's Albion Market. some of you will be like, don't know that one. That was an English one. Don't think it lasted that long. Didn't watch that one. You love bum bags. That's so funny. Oh dear. There's Cheers. Now that's American, isn't it? About a drinking bar. The Colbys theme tune. That's American. Coronation Street, and I've got pictures of me at Coronation Street. That's English. It's north of England that was based. Crossroads, which was about a motel, and it used to be a standing joke in England that it was so cardboard, the scenery, seriously, that if they slightly knocked it or even someone opened a filming stage door, you could see it all blow in the wind. So they used to actually have on the doors not to even open the outer perimeter. It's where they can drive around all the props and things. So yeah, that was quite a laugh. Used to shake. It was so funny. It was, wasn't it? And I swear people used to watch that just because of that. I don't think the acting was that bad for a soap opera. It was just the scenery. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of outtakes, if you like, when you see programs of outtakes and things that go wrong. I think they had a lot of prop malfunction as well. So, and there was Julie Walters actually and Victoria Wood. They actually did a spoof, didn't they, on it called, what was it? Oh, Acorn Antiques. And they did a little spoof, and it was really based on that. That they'd pick up a phone and then it would ring and things like that. That used to make me laugh. Lou says, I did mean I was a kid. The story didn't interest me, but the wall shaker made me giggle. Yeah, like I say, people watched it, didn't even follow the story particularly. But yeah, that was fun. We've also got the music theme to Dallas. Obviously, that's American. I think most people would have heard of that. Dynasty or Dynasty, as they say, that's American. Emmerdale Farm, that was English. I believe it's now called Emmerdale. I never watched that. It's obviously it was initially, I think, around the main farm family, but I don't think it's anything much about that anymore. That again is the North. St. Elsewhere. Now I think that's American, about a hospital. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think St. Elsewhere is American. Soap, which was American, and that was quite fun. Sons and Daughters. I love Sons and Daughters. That's Australian. Loved that, and I've actually been rewatching them, but quite a few episodes were missing. So I like the original story of it, where it was about John and Angela, and they were twins, and they didn't know they were twins, and they fell in love. That was pretty good. Blue says, it was good when I was a kid, but now it's weird they dropped the farm bit, right? And I think a lot of these soaps have gone so weird, as in not just disasters and things, but they're all interrelated, particularly Coronation Street. Everyone's been married to everyone else. They're all interrelated in one little tiny street. And the stories just get ridiculous. It used to be everyday life. I think Coronation Street was the last one that did keep it real, but I think even that changed. I haven't seen it since I've lived in Cyprus. They've gone too long. Yeah, they do go on too long, and they just circulate the stories again. And yeah, the Sullivans, that's Australian. I used to like the Sullivans. I didn't enjoy the war bit and all that bit much, but I liked the family with Kitty, the girl. What's the brother's name? Oh, I've forgotten the brother's name. He's a little skinny lad, but he did really well in acting in the future as well. And I've seen videos on YouTube about all those real actors now, what they're doing and everything. The Sullivans was good. Yeah, it was good. As I say, I wasn't keen on the war-y bits, but the people, the characters were really good in that. I enjoyed that. And the last music I've got of this is Brookside. Now, again, that's English, and another Northern. I think the only Southern soap I can think of is Brain not acting. Oh, what is it? Do I want to say EastEnders? EastEnders. But again, I used to work providing the actors for EastEnders, so I can't really knock it too much. But originally it was good, and I don't really know anything about it now. I know they spent a fortune building a brand new one at Elstree. I love Elstree. Elstree, there's so many productions there. I was to do with Grange Hill. Grange Hill was great. Again, the very end of that went right downhill. That's it. Thanks, Blue. EastEnders, yeah. But even that is it's London. There's nothing southern. I'm a southern girl, so nothing that I know of. What is Albion Market? Was that supposed to be London? That might have supposed to be in London. The London Market. I only watched I only watch it for Danny Dye now. The rest is bonkers. I've got no idea. As I say, since we've been out here, the only ones I watched was, as I said, Sullivan's and Sons and Daughters, and then I watched Coronation Street and EastEnders at the very beginning. But because I know the people personally, it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird, and I hate when some people go, oh, they're lovely people, the actors, and some of them really aren't. so so that's some of my music sheets. As I say, I've got all of those. I've got all the how to play, all the theme tunes. I just thought that was a fun one to pick up just because of it. So yeah, oh, it says and many more, but sorry, that is all it says in the index. Yes, there isn't many more. That is all of them. So that was a little fun section, brought back some memories there. Let's move on to the section I like to call Blast from the Past. And this is anything and everything to do with the past. So again, we're talking a bit England here today for some reason, not deliberate, but there's this wonderful place. Again, it may have changed. I don't know. It may have got better. Who knows? Flambards. And it's down in Cornwall, which is the southwest. And it's Helston. And Flambards was a TV programme. Lou says, I make props, so get to meet a few of them here and there. Sometimes mostly work with film, though, music videos too. Yeah, I used to provide most of the dancers for pop videos. Flambards, as I say, it was a TV programme. It was a long series, and I've got music from this as well, funny enough. And it was set in, I think, Edwardian times, and about two brothers. One was into riding, like hunting riding, and the other one was into making airplanes. And yes, it was the era of when the first planes were coming out, and he was like the nice brother. And then this, I think she was a distant relative called Christina came, an adult, young adult, and it was a battle between the two brothers, really, who would sort of get her, if you like. She liked the danger of the bad brother, but she also liked the nice brother. So they've got tributes to that there. And they've also got this old Victorian Edwardian street where you've got all the shops, which is my favourite bit. If you know, I've got dolls' houses, that I've got a little street going on of that era as well. There, it says theme park. Now, at the time I went, there were only a few little minor rides and like bumper car boats, nothing major, but I believe it's got more. See me. Hi there, Twinbrook Acres. Thanks for stopping by. Lovely to see you. So yeah, it says here Super Cinema 3D, Gyrotron, Space Rangers, bumper boats. Yeah, I remember those. I like sort of paddle boats and bumper boats. Hyperglide, drop slide, SR2 simulator, major orbit, junior pirate ship, ballpark, aero golf, Battlestar Bouncer, circus summer season, Animal Express. There wasn't animals, so I don't know what that is. Human Cannonball, Squadron Diner, Punch and Judy, radio controlled boats. I love them. I keep saying I must get one for my swimming pool. I have to watch all the frogs and toads now though. Flambeau Victorian Village, Britain in the Blitz, aqua buggies, and so forth, picnic areas. So yeah, this was my favourite all-time place to visit because, as I say, I like the old time sort of. I'm in the wrong era. I really am. Look, there's a little bit of it there. So I really love these sort of things. Mind you, I say I'm in the wrong era. I wouldn't have liked to have been like a street urchin. If I'm frugal, I could do well. So what we've got here, let me look first. Oh yeah, this is like one of the shops. I love the old advertising things as well. One of my doll's houses, I made a general store so I could buy brands to put in it that I know. So it's a bit high for you there. So yeah, I really love this sort of thing. And we can learn a lot from this era. And I do believe a lot of us are doing either wartime prepping and cooking and old time cooking. All this is back in vogue now, isn't it? Some from necessity, some for wanting non-chemical food, and some for sustainability. So yeah, just thought I'd share that. There is another place, I forget where it is, up near Ironbridge in the north somewhere, and they've got a village like this. And if anyone knows it, do put it in the comments afterwards what it's called. If you say it, I would know it if you're talking about the right place. And you can even go on a little barge there and go through the tunnel of the where the barge is down the canal. The way they used to when they had a horse, they had to disconnect the horse that was pulling the barge or canal boat, and the horse would go over the bridge over the top, and you had to lay on your back and walk through the tunnel, one each side, walking with your feet to get through the tunnel. Used to love, is that Warwellum Quay in Plymouth? I don't know that. I don't know that, Blue. What's that got there? We're going to tourism. I watch a lot of tourism channels. We need an English tourism channel. If you're out there, an English tourism channel, I think we need to connect here. Yeah, this is saying here that there was an old shop and they relocated it, purchased by Flambards in 1987 and completely reassembled in its new location with all its old medicines, cures and counterlines. So yeah, this is how they found it then, with all the cobwebs and everything. And this is where they've reassembled it above, and the picture was probably where it originally was then. I love things like that. I really do. Oh yeah, and Vera Lynn. I'm sure everyone knows who Vera Lynn is. She was the spirit of wartime, basically, for England. She sung to keep the troops going and everything. Dame, she got made a Dame, and she went there, I think, for the opening or something, or so many years of it. Yeah, and you can experience the shelters. So it's great for history as well, but it's what I call a fun place rather than a museum. So you see it all, but it's not like lots of reading and things like that. But if you want to ask anyone, you can. Then you've got, yeah, this is like the wartime. You said Walding Quay that used to be used to send produce from local farms around the place, but it kept in Edwardian times, so shops and canal barges, etc. Edwardian, yeah. Whether I said it right or wrong, I don't know. Yeah, so this is like a house during the war times. Yeah, I love it. I love things like this. As I say, I think I was born in the wrong era. And there's something so beautiful about the old buildings. And money wasn't like throwaway then, but there was pride in building. And now you get blocks of what we call just cubes, basically, for buildings. Twinbrook Acre says, so I need to go outside and mow the lawn. That's great. Of course you do. Yeah, I'm funny times. I do my best, but I'll see you again soon. They put some effort into buildings. Yeah, and as I say, it wasn't that they had tons of money or anything like that. It was just they took pride in what they did, and they wanted everywhere to look nice, didn't they? I just thought, they're right then, who comes on, because I can't draw all the way through my my chat again. Got to be careful with my internet because we don't actually have a lot a month, and now I'm doing all these lives. Oh yeah, these are like the planes that they have there. Just some of the planes and that. I don't think Mike said he'd ever been there before. He would have liked the aero park bit. Oh yeah, award-winning gardens there. Obviously, as a child, I wasn't taking so much notice of that, but yeah, I remember this. It's not very big. It's just sort of where you go in. I'd love to see what it is now, or maybe I wouldn't, because I'm not sure anyone would even know what Flambards was now. I think it must have been on telly on a Friday night because I watched it at my nan and granddad's, and we used to go there after school for Friday until really late at night, which was nice. And she used to give us tea and that, my whole family. And the only trouble is that I went to stage school Saturday and during the week as well, but Saturday, and had to be there really early in the morning because I had to walk, and it was quite a long way away. I had to walk, and if you were late, oh my goodness, the class would stop because it was for a professional. The class would stop. Why are you late? Why did you even bother? And sometimes I'd look at my watch going there, and if I was going to be late, I used to think it's better if I go home again. Lou says Flambard's still there. Oh, great! I've never been there though. Oh, this is how they make like the models, I suppose you'd say. Touching up the planes. Yeah, I bet there's more rides and stuff now. That's like I used to like when it was called Chessington Zoo. And as I said, I've talked about Chessington in another blog. I think it's Chessington World Adventures now. And it's all theme parks and rides and everything. And the only ride there was when I used to go as a little girl was a really tall slide. And I mean a really tall slide, but a proper slide, not one of these weird things they have now, like desk drops. And you went up there and down the slide. They had the horse carousel, merry-go-round, and they had those swing chairs where you used to sit in it. And then as the merry-go-round went wide, they sort of flew out to the side, and that was considered a dangerous ride in those days. And there was a big accident there because one of the chains unhooked. And then they had like I think it was 4 vehicles went round you could ride on. One was an old-fashioned fire engine. One was what they called the Boomster Daisy, which was a car that didn't have round wheels and it would jump up and down. I can't remember what the other two were. I think there were 2 more things, and we were never allowed on those. But yeah. Oh, so yeah, they've got a few like simple, what I call simple rides. So just little things for the children to go on. That's all you need. Yeah, I like little boats and things. Oh, look, they've got a drop thing there, but I can't be that high. Wouldn't have been in those days, I'm sure. I thought I'd share that with you in that section. And what I know everyone's here for, Monday Fun Day, jokes, quotes, puns and fun. So I'll do one sort of sketchy joke for you now. This was a sketch I did in one of my shows. I thought you might like this. This is titled The Best Job in the World. Yay, is that for the jokes? I was only going to do the jokes either Monday or Wednesday, and obviously with my topics, I thought, oh, we joke section, Monday Fun Day it went. Didn't quite work for Wednesday. Monday Fun Day. So And then I thought, oh no, people are going to ditch Wednesday because Dawn's not telling jokes. Anyway, this is called Best Job in the World. A group of strangers sit round together and meet up on a tea break. Someone put the kettle on. One says, I'm a holiday rep. Most of my job is spent on location, in the sun, in the best places in the world. Therefore, I believe I have the best job in the world. I'll put money on it. £100, dollars, euros. Anyone for another cup of tea? Oh, yes, yes, yes. And they all have another cup of tea. Another person sitting there says, I'm a bookie, a bookmaker where they take bets. I sit on my butt all day and watch sport on TV and get paid for it. Therefore, I believe it is I who has the best job in the world. Time for another cup of tea? Oh, yes, 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 another cup of tea. Another person says, I erect scaffolding. I sit up on a high rise all day where no one can see me. I eat sandwiches all day and who knows? I think I have the best job in the world. Put the kettle on. Let's have another cuppa. I'm a lorry driver. I get paid to listen to the radio and drive round from cafe to cafe all day. Surely that's the best job in the world. Cup of tea, anyone? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Another person says, I'm Spanish. We don't understand the word work. Our days consist of fiesta, fiesta, siesta. I'm having another cup of tea. And the last guy says, stop arguing, you lot. I'm a sparky, an electrician. All agree that I win the money because without me, where would you lot plug your kettles in? Did you like that one? Just have a water break. So it's a long one, so I'm only doing that one today. Let's move on to the next section. Laugh out loud, brilliant, yeah. Have to be careful with some words. I don't know if people know Sparky. Is it only Brits say Sparky? Who knows? Tell me. Always learning. Dawn likes to learn. So tell me things. Teach me, guys. Now this section I call arts and crafts part, and it can be anything that is an art or a craft in any way. And I thought today I would share with you some of the pottery I made. I'm only showing you one thing because I haven't got room to bring loads of things in here. I learnt pottery at school. I'm thinking the fourth or fifth year senior school. You can leave after the fifth year or go on to sixth year and upper sixth. So what was I, about 15, 14, around that sort of age, because as I say, I might have started pottery the year before. And it was in school. And after my first 2-3 lessons of pottery, the teacher asked for my dad to come into the school. I was quite good at school. And she wouldn't say why, and she wanted a private meeting with him. And she said, I have such a natural talent for pottery that if I didn't take it up as a profession, then that would be a disaster. And my father's very much into, let's say he was an accountant amongst other things, and financial advisor, those kind of things. So even though we were girls, he kind of wanted us to be educated and do a good job, if you like. So that was a big no-no. And we lived in South London then, and in those times it wasn't so crafty like it is now, unless you were somewhere sort of homesteady or something like that. And he said, well, you're going to have to go and move to Cornwall or Devon or something like that. And it was a big no. And he really didn't see how I could make money out of it anyway. So it was a big no. And the teacher took not what I'm showing you today, but something else. And she put it in an adult art exhibition in Scotland. And I've still got the little exhibition number on it. And people couldn't believe, supposedly, I mean, it looks nice, I like it, but to me, it's nothing astounding. And I got acclaimed for it. So this was actually one of the first things I made, just to show you. And I was learning about glazing. So we had to leave part of it unglazed, but this is like dip glazing where you dip it in. And I just love this colour. This was a colour I came up with by mixing, and then this is part of that colour underneath. And I just wanted to dip it differently, whereas everyone else was dipping sort of straight in or sideways, and I made the glazing a different pattern. And as you see, I like making, you know me, I like things that are a bit different and a bit weird. I just made a small hole in the top, and I just leave it out on the shelf as it is, but obviously you put single flower in it or something if you wanted to. So yeah, that's a bit of pottery I'm sharing with you. And this, I believe, I made as a collar pot, a coil pot, which is where, you know, as we do as children, you roll out long sausages, and then you start going a little bit how I do my paper baskets that I shared in one of my last slides. And you just coil it round and round and round and round and blend it all together, and then build up whatever shape you want, outwards, inwards, tall, thin. So that's that. That's awesome. You're awesome too, Blue, and I hope you're enjoying your new house more than your cat is. Oh, your poor little cat. They're all like that. As you say, as soon as you brought boxes into your old place, the cat wasn't having it. Oh dear. I hope you'll show us round. Oh, you might not want to for privacy, but I'd love to see round. And make a nice clean slate. Only put out what you really want to keep. Go slow. Take your time. No internet except on my phone at the moment. So when the phone rings, I'm stuck. Okay. So let's move on to the next section, which I like to call Let's Look at a Book I Took from My Book Nook. Or if you're very fast at listening, let's look at, see, I'm practicing speaking faster and it doesn't work yet. Let's look at a book I took from my book nook. Sure, I couldn't have done that fast without reading it because I have them on the back, in case you wonder. So this is a page out of a book I've made myself. And as I say, I did shows and musicals, and I used to have sketches in it, just for a bit of humour. And more often than not, I would bring people up on the stage and make peoples out of them, which I will share on my dancing channel if I show the actual film bits of some of those skits. I will do it, but it's going to take me time to trawl through hundreds of hours of shows to find what I want. But this is I say a sketch. It's a poem that's quite fun, and you might have to play this back to work it out, and I guarantee it does work. And it's about a family tree. I did this and I learnt it all off by heart. It helped, it rhymed, but I was worried I would jump and miss a bit out. So I'm going to read it to you because I probably remember part of it, but not all of it. But I did learn it off by heart. No auto cue or any of that stuff. Thank you very much. Oh, and no microphone because I teach projection. because you never know where you're going to perform, and it wasn't days of where you could just go anywhere and use mics or whatever. Lou says, take it slow, and yeah, it's great working on the kitchen first. Yeah, who would have guessed? Oh dear. So yes, let me tell you, the part of this show, I was a man. So this is from a man perspective, talking about his family tree. Let me have a little drink before I begin because it's quite long. Okay. So it's called Reminiscing, or the family tree, or I like to call it Relatively Speaking. Many years ago, when I was 23, I was married to a widow, was as happy as could be. The widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her and soon was to her wed. This made my dad my son-in-law and changed my very life. You see, my daughter became my mother because she was my father's wife. And to complicate the matter, though it only brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. My little baby brother became a brother-in-law to Dad, and so became my uncle. It makes me very sad, because if he was my uncle, then he also was the brother of the widow's grown-up daughter, who also was my stepmother. Are you following me? Father's wife then had a child who kept them on the run. My brother became my grandchild as he was my daughter's son. Now, my wife's my mother's mother, and it really makes me blue, because even though she is my wife, she is my grandma too. Now, if my wife is my grandma, then I'm her grandchild, and every time I think what's next, it really drives me wild, because I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As the husband of my own grandma, I am my own grandpa. And it works, guys. Believe me, I checked it out. And that's really is the state of affairs today with a lot of integrated families. Oh dear, did you like that? I've got tons of stuff like that. That's why I wanted to make my Monday lives different things, really, because Wednesday's chat, but I've got so much I'd like to share. It's silly to have it locked away in a cupboard or in a book and not let someone else have some joy from it. That's bonkers. Someone's going to be, where did you see my family tree then? Yeah, you get a lot that these days, that you get like husbands can be fathers of children and there's not much age difference. I mean, I'm quite a lot younger than Mike, so his older daughter, there is a difference, but I'm not nearer to her than, am I, Mike? Am I? No. But that's how you get these kind of things, isn't it? Second timers like Mike is and all that. Oh, we've got Pebbles coming. Hello, Pebbles. We've got Pebbles. Okay, moving right on. I've got a lot to get through. What are we on? 38 minutes. Okay. This section I call pastimes. So this might be about talk about old music, videos, computer games, old ball games, anything from past times if they're a pastime. Pastimes. You know it. And last week we were talking about the game of Cluedo or Clue. So if you're interested in that, go back and look at that one. And I promised you that I would talk about the Monopoly board game. And again, this just happens to be from a show I produced of a child doing magic tricks. And right at the beginning of the show, he's doing a magic trick. He shrinks himself and he realises that his spell book to get him back to the right size again is way over the other side of his bedroom, and being that he's so tiny now, he's got a long journey across his bedroom floor to get to the book, and he goes past all his games, toys and so forth, and that is the show. As he goes past something, it's a dance or a song or a sketch. And there was a bit about Monopoly. We actually did a few sketches about Monopoly and a couple of dances, one of which Dawn was a traffic warden. Maybe I'll put them up. Maybe. It's a shame I've only got newer, well, I say newer stuff, not like when I was younger dancing, because there just wasn't video and film. And the oldest thing I've got of me, I'm probably about 12, 13, and it's so grainy you can't even see it. First video and stage lighting that just didn't compute in those days. So yeah, maybe I'll put them up. If I get enough subscribers on my dancing channel, maybe I'll put it up. And that was a fun thing. It was me and my assistant student teacher. I think she was qualified then, or she was about to qualify. I qualified her. She did the exam, but I taught her. And we did a little fun thing together just to come on so the children could see sort of us doing something. So Monopoly board game originates from the Landlord's Game of 1906, created in 1903 by Elizabeth Phillips to explain the single tax theory, and also as an educational tool to illustrate the negative aspects of concentrating land into private monopolies. It then became a game, and it continued to develop until the 1930s into the game we know now, being formed in 1931 and selling from 1935. Hey there, Cody, how are you? Thanks for joining. I'll put down that you're here. I see you popping up on channels now. Like with Linda and Chuck. Hi there. Have you both come over from somewhere? What's on before me? I normally watch Shelley before me on a Monday. It's where I won some seeds. So excited about that. I'll do a video when they get here. Just saying hi. I think you said where you came from then. So we're talking about the Monopoly board game, where it came from. I'm good, how are you? Very good now you're all here. Of course, any people coming in my chats always makes my day, even if it's a pop in and hi. As long as you hit that thumbs up, guys, I'll be really happy. So we're talking about the Monopoly board game that was selling from 1935 as the game we know now. The British Secret Intelligence Service had John Waddington Limited, the licensed manufacturer of the game in the UK, create a special edition for World War II prisoners of war held by the Nazis. Hidden inside were maps, compasses, real money, and other objects to aid escape. It was distributed to the prisoners by the Secret Service, posing as fake charity groups. Now, I believe actually the Red Cross were involved with that as well. The longest game of Monopoly is currently 70 days, although it might seem longer for some of you that have ever played it, perhaps over Christmas. Retired playing pieces in the 1950s were a lantern, a purse, and a rocking horse. These were replaced by the dog, a man on horseback, and a wheelbarrow. Other playing piece changes included a sack of money, 1999 to 2007, the iron, 1935 to 2013, and that is when it was replaced by a cat. Now, I didn't know that. I know the iron because we always used to make my mum be the iron. I was always the dog. We made Dad be the top hat, and my older sister insisted she would only play if she could be the car, which I think was a Rolls Royce. The howitzer, the cannon, and the battleship playing pieces were introduced when another game by Parker Brothers called Conflict ceased production, and these pieces had already been manufactured for that game. Katie's driving. So don't forget, guys, if you want just my chitty chat and catch up, that's on my Wednesday, same time as this one. Times are in the link below this video. And this is my fun little segments. For some are helpful, some are just random, and some are fun. So don't forget that. The next section I want to do today is to do, new to you. So this could be something to give you an idea of a pastime or activity or something like this. And today I was clearing out all my old dance stuff, hence why you've seen a lot of things linked to that at the minute. And I got these a long time ago. I don't know if any of you've seen these anywhere. These are Yoda. Oh, that's Star Wars. It's because I'm reading it backwards. Yoga pretzels. Now, I got these for a little fun thing at the end of all my dance classes. Depending on the dance subject, they knew that if they were good and got on and didn't all need to go to the toilet all the way through the lesson, that kind of thing, they would do something fun. We'd finish a little bit early and there would be something fun. But it was dance related. It might be a game, but it would be a game of, I'll say a dance step and who can be first to do it, that kind of thing. So it was always fun stuff. So I bought these because I felt I wanted them not just to listen to learn how to dance and what to do, but to just look only. So to use their eyes. So I thought these were great at the end of some of my types of classes I did. So, for example, the street dance for the little ones, it would just be little fun things for them to copy. And first I would actually just show them the positions for them to do with a friend if they were pair ones. And then you'll be surprised how a lot of little children don't know how to get into certain positions, not this one. But then if they got stuck, I'd go to each pair and show them and make them follow. But I wouldn't speak. I'd maybe point the order out to them, but I would never speak. It was about looking and following direction just with their eyes. So these are good if you're a beginner for yoga. Oh, look, that's a beginner position, isn't it, guys? Don't go off the road, Cody. Lou says, you know what I could do? You know what I could do with doing that seesaw thing to pull my back into whack. Yeah, this one will suit you. Get Tandy to do that bit with you. But as I say, I don't know if you can see, I've written on the corners of some of them. I graded them as to different classes and different abilities. There's no way I get little ones doing that straight off. So yeah, as I say, if you're beginner yoga, there are actually a few fun YouTubers out there that get pictures of their phones like a challenge and see if they can do it with their partner. So there's one for you, Blue. Blue, you could do the bottom one. Get Tanny to do the top bit. So yeah, if you're new to yoga or you just want to have a go, there are solo ones. Let's see. Oh, here you go. This is one Blue can do, I know. I've seen her do this. And again, this is good for balance and things like this. Yoga's not about moving about, it's about just holding a stretch, starting slow and seeing your own progress. If you'd like me to do some yoga videos on my dance channel, I will do that. I've done some basic stretch type things because I'm more for total beginners or people who want to get fit on that channel. I do some dance stuff as well, and I've done one for disabled people, or if you're bedridden and want to start moving, exercises for that, because there's not enough of that out there. There's plenty of aerobic type things and all that. Lou says, yeah, I've got the freezer here now. I can use it for the balance. Oh, the only thing you need to balance is your bank account. So yeah, there's another balance one. You can see people now like taking screenshots of some of these. There's loads of them, guys. I'm not going through all of them. Oh, there you go. This one's definitely one for Blue. We want Ashley to do that one. Ashley would be good at that. And that's on the toes, look. As I say, I did grade them and got people to work up towards them, and I wouldn't do them all in one lesson. There'd be one or two, and then it's a case of swap partners. So if I had some new little folk in a class, it's a great way for them to meet someone new. There you go. That's how one of my cats sleeps. I'm sure you might have seen the video I've got where I do waffle sandwich with Mr. Colin Waffles. I think that's on Tranquility Channel, and he actually sleeps like that. Let's find a really good one, not that one. Find a really good one to finish. It's a balance. Find a good one to finish with. I mean, some of the names are quite funny, to be honest with you. I know what one I'm looking for. Ooh, that's difficult. Ooh, that's difficult. Oh, there it is. That's the last one. Now that, you'll be surprised how people attempt to get into that position. It's actually quite simple, and it's counterbalance. I teach about counterbalance. I just got coffee over the cat. Well, that's what happens, Blue, when you try and do these things, you know. You need a clear area. So yeah, in case you do want to have a go, a little evening activity for you. So hold the hands first, put the toes together, push them up and through, and counterbalance. So yeah, I just thought you'd be interested in those. I thought that was a fun little thing. And as I say, something new to try. I try and think of little new things you might like to have a go at. Love the cards. Yeah, I do. And then you always get some child that goes, oh, can I hold the next card? Bless them. I go, well, let's see if you can do the next one. And they're like, oh, oh dear. Where are we up to? I've got one here. And I'm like, what was I doing with that one? Oh, I know. It's because it goes over two different ones. I think we'll make this the last one today, guys. So we'll call this one Sow, Grow, Mow, and Ho, Ho, Ho. So this is my gardening section, and it also works rather nicely with this section, Naps, Hacks, Facts, and Stats. So it could be gardening, DIY, anything at all that's a nap, a hack, a fact, or a stat. And what I want to share to you that covers the gardening section also is we're coming to that season for a lot of people with flies, whether it be house flies, fruit flies, or annoying blue bottles and other flies. So this is how I make my fly paper strips. You know me, frugal and very little minimal cost. So I have a mixture of 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of syrup. Can be any syrup or sticky. It can be honey. You could put, what have I just used? Vinegar, cider vinegar or something like that is very good. Mix it all in. I then put a little bit of water in as well. Maybe, depends how bad your fly problem is. If I have a container like this, I'd probably go half. Just top it up with water. Stir it all up. Now what I've been doing lately is then just leaving it in this container, and I put a bit of cling film over the top and just pierce some holes in so the flies go in to investigate, but they can't come out. But if you want to do the fly paper, stir it, microwave it for 45 seconds. I don't bother to do that. And then if you do microwave it, re-stir and let it cool. And then if you want to make fly strips, cut brown grocery bags, brown paper bags, cut them into strips, and dip them, apply a little mixture to each, or you can get a small paintbrush, like a artist paintbrush, just paint some on the strips and hang them, make sure the excess strips off, not indoors, and then get a paper clip, push it through the brown bag and hang it in your trees or your garden or in your house, and that way it's not toxic or dangerous to have indoors. You're not breathing anything in. So you can either use that as fly paper, or as I say, I just do it in containers in the garden and the flies all go in there. Linda and Chuck says, for some reason everyone's wanted to call me this morning. Well, you're so popular, we know that. And by the way, have you seen Danny's video where she liked so much your, I forget what it's called, the not accidental gardener, like not a good gardener, I forget your title of it now. She was inspired by that, made her own little bit, and she does give you a shout out for that, and that was rather funny. So if you haven't seen that yet, I'm probably sure you have, because she says you always watch her channel, so have a look at that. And yeah, I had a minor little incident today, and I've actually included it at the end of the video I was filming. I normally cut things out, and I'm like, it was so sad that I felt I was a bit devastated. I thought, well, if I put it as part of a video, then it will be worth it happening. So look out for that. I can't say even what video it's going to be, because I don't want to give the game away what's happening with something else until I'm ready to post it. But yeah, something going on with that. So I'm going to leave it there today, guys. Thank you so much if you're watching now. Thank you if you're a supporter of my channel but you can't make my lives. Don't forget, if you watch this back, do drop your name in the comments below, and I will be sure to prioritise your channel and come and watch something of yours. So until then, thank you so much for coming, and we finish. Be seeing you. Have an awesome one too, Blue. Have a great moving in party. Till next time, guys. Meraki.